I didn't like Levin's talk. Look, I'm economic populism. So his first, he made a couple of points. One was that globalization for the United States, this is flatly wrong. There's no country that's created more wealth than the United States. The quality of life in the United States versus Europe, United States versus Canada, it's unmatched. Even within the West, the United States is an outlier. That doesn't mean there aren't issues. Of course there are issues. GDP per capita, wealth creation, the United States outrun these areas. The issues where the US lags, let's say like mortality, have to do with overabundance, people consuming too much food. Right? That's the issue, right? That's not a failure of capital, it's a failure of self-discipline. And yeah. So anyway, so that's wrong. The second point on every country should have their own semiconductors, this makes no sense. It makes no sense. Anyone that's seen that Milton Friedman story about the pencil should understand. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. No one knows how to make a pencil is the main point, much less a semiconductor chip. And the supply chain for semiconductors are global, they're far-flung, they're highly specialized. Carl Zeiss makes a very special optical lens in Switzerland, which ASML then uses in another country to incorporate into a process where they get components from another provider, then ASML ships their chip production capability to TSM, which it has a packaging relationship with another firm in another country, including in China. This stuff is complicated and it's highly specialized. The edge China has is they can marshal manufacturing because they have specialization in locally marked hubs. There's a hub in China where they specialize in making like hair dryers, another hub that specializes in making autos, and they can assemble the components very quickly and iterate fast. It makes no sense. That isn't to say you shouldn't de-risk a China nation of Taiwan. Of course you should. Yes, you should get Taiwan semiconductor from the United States. That hasn't solved the problem because TSMC's supply chain is all over the place. That's just an optical. You think you have the win, you don't have the win.